I learned how to stand out in a room full of 1,000 people with no massive following, no insane unheard of strategy, and no previous track record. But I still gathered the attention from some of the biggest names in my industry and got them to take me seriously. And it wasn't because I have the best results, even though I do. I understood something that most people don't. Standing out isn't about being the best, it's about having presence. And if you're a smaller creator right now, if you feel like no one's paying attention to you, if you feel like you're invisible and know you're made for more, this video is going to change that. Because I'm going to show you exactly how I went from nobody to somebody and how you can do the same. Let's get into it. Now, what is the philosophy behind presence? Presence is the energy that you bring into a room, whether it be physical, digital, so on and so forth. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you speak. It's the way you act. It's the confidence you carry yourself with when you don't have the proof to back it up. Most people wait until they deserve to stand out. They think, oh, once I have X amount of followers, or once I have so and so result, or once I get to this point in life, I'll do so and so. But that's completely wrong and backwards. You don't get the attention first and then build the presence. You get the presence and that causes you to build the attention. And that's exactly what I did and what you're going to learn how to do in this video. So let me tell you about my personal story and how I got to this point. I had one key thing that made me stand out from everyone else. I would always say yes to any opportunity. So lesson number one, being the yes man. If someone asked me to help them with something, I said yes, even if there was no direct return, even if it took up most of my time, even if it seemed like a waste, even if I had to sacrifice anything else in the way to make sure it was done for that high value person, because I understood that everything has a return eventually. Might not be tomorrow, might not be next month, but at some point that favor will come back, and it most definitely did. I helped people for free. I showed up, and those people started referring me to people even bigger, and they began to take me seriously. Now, what does being the yes man mean? Most people are protecting their time like it's the most valuable thing on earth. And yeah, time is valuable, but if you're starting out, your time is worth nothing because people don't even know who you are. So say yes to any opportunity you have. Help people based on the skill set you already have. Do it for free. Sacrifice other stuff out the way because that's how you build presence and trust. The second lesson was approaching high value people. Now, if I was at an event, if I was sitting in the back, I was walking up to the most successful person in the room and asked them what they did. If I saw someone that was posting content online, I wasn't just scrolling past them, I was DMing them. I was seeing if I could get an intro. I was seeing if I could help them if they needed anything. I was seeing if I could learn exactly from what they're doing because I wanted to be like them. I was making myself known. Now, most people are scared to do this. They think, why would this person care about me? I'm a nobody. And that's true. You are a nobody, but that's the exact reason you'll stay one, because that 1% chance that someone might give you an opportunity will never come if you don't try. High value people aren't looking for credentials. They're looking for energy. They're looking for people who are hungry, who are different, and who have the courage to say yes. And if you show up with confidence, if you bring value, if you're not just another person asking for a favor, they'll get your attention. And make sure you don't ask for permission to approach high value people. They're a human just like you. You don't need permission. You don't need a referral. You just need the confidence to go up and start a conversation with them. And if they ignore you, cool, move on to the next one. But most of the time they won't, because most people are scared to even try. Let me tell you guys a personal story. There were so many key figures that helped my company hit that 7-figure mark, but without them, there might not have been a chance. And in fact, one of the people that I trusted in my company came up to me at a gas station while I was getting gas. He asked what I do. He told me he wanted to learn, and he didn't have an existing skill set. It's not like he was already in my niche and someone with a credential or resume that I could hire. However, I saw the hunger in his eyes, and I took him and I trained him, and now he's the guy that runs all the operations for my company. If he never came up to me at that original point, if he was too scared to say something, he would never be in this position. And right now, he's currently sitting in Dubai with me. Now, the third thing I did was not being afraid to be different. In fact, I made sure I was different. I didn't try to fit in. I didn't try to be like everybody else. I didn't copy what other people were doing and hope that worked. I was polarizing, controversial. I said things other people wouldn't say out loud. And yeah, that pissed some people off, but the ones that did it, it got me noticed. Because here's the truth. When you're likable to everyone, you're memorable to no one. If you're trying to appeal to people, you're going to blend in. And if you're blending in, you're not going to get noticed. So I leaned into the exact thing that would make me different in that scenario. My unique thoughts, my creativity, my unique opinions, my perspective and style to everything I do. And that's the first thing that got noticed when I got into the online space. And the people who resonated with that became my clients, my friends, my people. And the people who didn't, I don't care about. So the third lesson is not to be afraid to be controversial. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be disrespectful, but you do have to have opinions. You have to stand for something, because when you stand for something, you can build people that stand for the same message as you. And that's how you build a genuine relationship. Lesson number 4 was I sacrificed literally everything I could. I wanted to prove that I was serious, and I wanted to prove it as fast as possible, so I got anything that might have been in my way out the picture. I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have a safety net. I didn't have the luxury of saying, oh, I'm going to try this out and hope this works. There was no other choice besides making what I wanted to do happen. I literally dropped out of college 1 week before I graduated, so I wouldn't have a backup degree to rely on if this ever were to fail. I went all in. I spent money I didn't have. I worked hours I couldn't afford, and I went to places I couldn't afford, invested in programs I couldn't buy, but I got noticed. Because when you're willing to sacrifice, people see it. They see the commitment, and they see that you're not just another person trying or saying they're going to make something work. If you're not willing to bet on yourself, why would anyone else bet on you? And you can expect to get the attention of other people when you're not giving it your all yourself in the first place. You don't have to be reckless, but you have to be willing to go further than most people are, because that's the only way you're going to separate yourself from the whole pool of people out there that claim they're going to do the same things that you claim. Now, the last thing in this video, and the most important one, is making sure you have the right level of confidence. I had confidence in myself long before I had the proof to back it up. Before before I'd even achieved everything, I thought I was the shit. I walked into rooms like I belonged there. I spoke like I knew what I was talking about. I carried myself like someone who had already won, especially when I had it. And you know what happened? People believed me because I made myself that person through time. Because confidence is contagious. If you believe in yourself, obviously other people will believe in you too. If you're downplaying your own abilities, if you're waiting for someone to give you permission to do something, you're never gonna stand out. The fifth lesson is to act like you've already made it, not in a delusional way, not in like a fake it till you make it corny way, but in a way where you genuinely believe that results are inevitable. You just haven't caught up to them yet. Now that you have these 5 tips, go out and implement them right now. Go post something controversial. Go out and have a conversation with a random person. Say yes to something that you usually make an excuse for. Sit down and write what makes you different from other people and circle the one thing that you can choose and carry yourself with the rest of life. And those are the 5 lessons I learned when I was on my way to build presence, because I was willing to do what most people weren't. Now, if you want the full breakdown on how I build my business using this exact mindset, I have a free 2-hour video in the actual bio. So go ahead and take a look at that next. And if you're serious about working with me, there's an application on the second link down where I'll help you personally. Go ahead and fill that out if you're interested in that. But either way, if you don't want to be ignored, you don't want to be invisible, you don't just want to be another number in this life, what you need to do is build attention. And the way you build attention is by building presence.